Welcome back to Casual Sports Takes. This is my Week 7 NFL Power Rankings. What a crazy Week 6 of football we had. The reign of undefeated teams comes to an end, courtesy of the Browns and Jets of all people. But we'll get to that in a bit. Coming in at number 10, we've got the Cleveland Browns. I got to show the Browns some love after beating the undefeated 49ers this week. They were on their third string quarterback, missing Nick Chubb, missing two O-linemen, and managed to pull off an upset at home, beating one of the teams that nobody thought was beatable this year, the 49ers, 19-17. It wasn't the cleanest victory. They mainly won because the Niners kicker, their rookie kicker, missed a relatively easy field goal, but it was a win nonetheless against a team who, like I said, everyone thought was unbeatable. And coming in at number 9, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Coming off of back-to-back wins in London against the Falcons and Bills, they made their return to U.S. soil at home and beat the Colts 37-20. Pretty dominant win. It was against a backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew, but Anthony Richardson is undergoing a season-ending surgery, so Colts fans get used to that, and they're on a 3-game win streak now and seemingly picking up some momentum and figuring out their offensive struggles from earlier this season. Coming in at number 8, we have the Baltimore Ravens. In the last London game of the year, the Ravens were able to take care of business against the Titans, 24-16. It wasn't the best performance by Lamar in the squad, but I'm not taking these London games too seriously. Considering the time zone, getting acclimated to the change and everything like that. Plus, this was a must-win for the Ravens, considering to put them above, like one game above the rest of their division. So there was some stakes on the line, and they managed to get the dub against a team who absolutely demolished the Bengals a couple weeks ago. So credit where credit's due. Ravens, number 8. And coming in at number 7, we have the Dallas Cowboys. After getting absolutely embarrassed on primetime last week against the Niners, the Cowboys desperately needed a comeback win, and that's exactly what they got. They went on the road, SoFi Stadium, where, there's more Cowboys fans than Chargers fans, but they beat their old OC Kellen Moore and the Chargers 20-17. It wasn't a pretty win. The play calling was super suspect at times, to say the least. Mike McCarthy, you probably should stop calling plays, my dude. But Dak was there to bail you out, and CD had his first really good game of the season, I would say. And the defense came in clutch on the final drive, getting their first sack and then an interception on back-to-back plays to seal the game win for the Cowboys. And now the Cowboys are only one win behind the Lions, Eagles, and Niners, making them the only 4-win team in the NFC. And coming in at number 6, we have the Buffalo Bills. The Bills ended up beating the Giants on Sunday Night Football 14-9, but somehow it didn't feel like a win. It was very sloppy. The Giants were leading the game all the way through until the fourth quarter, where the Bills ended up scoring 2 touchdowns. But even the game, coming down to the wire, it just shouldn't have. The Giants were in it until the end, just not being able to convert a touchdown on 4th and goal, and the game ended like that. This is the second week in a row the Bills haven't looked like the same team who dominated the Commanders, Raiders, and the Dolphins. This game should have never been competitive, especially with the Giants having their backup QB in. Honestly, might be playing better than Daniel Jones. So even though they escaped with a win, the Bills, they got to look better moving forward. Coming in at number 5, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Another sloppy game. The Eagles did not play well, at least not on the offensive side of the ball. The defense showed up. Jalen Hurts threw 3 picks. The last pick being the most important pick, it ended up sealing the game win for the Jets. The Eagles have been keeping games very, very close this year, and people have been saying their offense hasn't been looking like it did last year. Everyone's been saying they won't keep getting away with it, and they definitely didn't. It finally caught up to them. The Jets ended up squeaking out the victory. I hope this is a wake-up call for the Eagles, because their next 8-game stretch, it's probably one of the hardest ones I've seen in a very, very long time. So they don't have a lot of time to figure things out. Coming in at number 4, we have the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins must have thought this was a practice game at first, because they started this game going down 14-0 to the Panthers, the winless Panthers nonetheless. But they ended up coming back somehow, rallying up and winning the game 42-21. And the Panthers only ended up getting another touchdown because backup quarterback threw a pick 6. I didn't watch this game. I have no idea how the Dolphins managed to go down 2 touchdowns so early in the game to the Panthers. But, it's impressive what this offense is capable of when things are clicking and on, all cylinders. And they're definitely the best offense in the league when that's happening. Coming in at number 3, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are on a 5-game win streak, and their only loss this year is to the 5-1 Lions, who only beat them by 1 point without Kelsey or Chris Jones. They haven't looked like themselves on offense this year, struggling to score against the Broncos, Jags, and Jets, but their defense has stepped up and made up for it, and it's looked the best they have in years. Despite their offensive struggles this year, they still remain atop the AFC in terms of seeding. Coming in at number 2, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy just had his first bad game in 14 starts and also his first regular season loss. The Niners just lost the Browns 17-19. Essentially, everything had to go wrong for that to happen, so I wouldn't worry if I was a Niners fan. They lost Debo very early on, CMC late in the third quarter due to injury, and after playing a horrendous game, Brock Purdy finally puts together a decent, potentially game-winning drive, setting the team up for a winning field goal, and it just misses by the rookie kicker. And taking all that into consideration, and assuming things won't go that badly again, at least not for a while, I'm sure they're fine, and I'm only going to drop them to number 2 this year or this week. Coming in at number 1 to wrap things up, atop of my list, we have the Detroit Lions. To my surprise, the Detroit Lions, they've been on fire this year. They've looked great on both sides of the ball. They just went out and blew out the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-6 on the road. And they've only lost one game this year, and that was to the Seahawks in overtime, where they didn't even get a chance to score. Since then, the Lions are on a 4-game win streak, tied for first in the NFC, along with the Eagles and Niners at 5-1. Jared Goff is one of the best QBs in the league right now. Combine that with Sam Laporta playing great ball as well. He's looking like a great tight end. And then you got players like Aiden Hutchinson on the other side of the ball. They just look like, for the first time in a long time, a complete team and legit contenders. I'm looking at that division and the relatively easy schedule. They're looking to have a pretty nice record and competing for the 1 seed if they keep playing like this. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what teams you would have ranked differently and what teams I left out that you might have put in your top 10. And I'll see you guys in the next video in my week 7 predictions. Later.